Okay, so there's a graphic going around right now of the total billionaires in the world that are black, right? And the reason why it's causing some commotion is because out of 2,800 billionaires in the world, 22 are black. Only 22 are black. And while I understand those sentiments, I do think it's a conversation to be had there, right? You can almost use anything to point out inequality in the world because, like Andre 3000 once wore on his shirt, how come across the world darker people suffer the most? Now, even in such a thing, you still will find inequality. Now, I'm Nigerian American, so the first thing that I could note on top of what everyone else is talking about, I should say the second thing I noted, was how many Nigerians are here. I believe I count 6, if I'm not mistaken. That's almost 27% of the list. Now, I know typical cocky Nigerians, pride. I get it, right? Oh, look, we make up. I understand. But the next thing I went to immediately, because I'm a bit radicalized, is, hey, dog, if we're going to have out of the 22, 6 of them can be Nigerians. We need to talk about the wealth gap in our country. We need to talk about the inequality, right? People talk about class a lot. There was a viral video going on about the class conversation in Nigeria. But then also, if it's going to be a little bit of optimism, tells me like, hey, I know some of these people have head starts. Some of these people might have got to their money a certain way. But it must mean that the rest of the country aren't dumb, are they? If they're able to generate these wealth for these people, I'm sure there is room for more people to be able to be, if not billionaires, but really successful. Talk about holding government accountable, talking about getting rid of corruption, right? These are the conversations I want to have. Now, I pivot to the American side. Now, if I'm not mistaken, the amount of Black American billionaires here, African American billionaires here, come up to about 30% as well. So I think about 8. Now, Rihanna, I know I'm going to consider her American. I know her background's from the islands, but I'm going to consider her American for the next point. And the next point is entertainment and sports as a gateway for Black people in America. Now, some people try to use that as sort of like a gotcha moment. Like, oh, you can only become a billionaire when you're in entertainment. What? For me, I go, hey, listen, entertainment and sports is one of the few few places in which you cannot pull your nonsense. Because if you can dribble a basketball, put it in between your feet, jump for the free throw line, there's only so much racism can do against that. And in addition to that, entertainment tends to be America's biggest export. So when you live in America by proxy, right, you have a better chance of being able to kind of market to the world, make more money if you use that vehicle. Now, shout out to the Robert Smith and the David Stewart of the world. He did it, without entertainment or sports as their gateway. But you're not about to convince me Black people worldwide in America, West African descendants as well, in the continent,